it's Lisa Clark. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm going to introduce to you my next series, the Mardis Gras Mask, which can be found on my channel under the tab of the series tab, Mardis Gras Mask, oddly enough. So yeah, this is done on pastel board using Pan Pastels and pastel pencils by Carbothello. I've thoroughly enjoyed so far anyway, using those mediums on top of the pastel board. It receives it rather well, hardly any effort at all. And I'm using the Spectrafix fixative in between layers to help keep the pastels from shifting or moving and falling down like they can do. So yeah, and you can totally find everything I've used under the videos of the mask in the description box if you're interested in finding all the materials that I've used. I do not get any kickbacks for the links that I show you and share with you. So just keep that in mind. I'm not doing that for money. I'm doing that just simply to help you find the same products that I'm using. So hope you enjoy the making of the mask. Have a great rest of the day. Bye. Hi, this is Lisa Clark, and this is the series of the Mardis Gras Mask. And this is part 1, and I've already traced the mask onto the pastel board, and I'm using Pan Pastels with the soft tools to put down base colors of what I'm seeing, which primarily is going to be the black, different shades of gray, and various shades of the gold. But I'm not worried about so much detail right now as I am filling up the space on the pastel board with the Pan Pastels. All the detail is going to come when I'm using the Carbothello pastel pencils, which will come after I get all the base down with the pans. I highly recommend using Pan Pastels for back color, for all your base colors. Not looking for detail work so much as you are just covering the surface. Saves you a lot of time later on when you're using your pastel pencils. Now I will tell you, you don't want a thick layer of the Pan Pastels if you're planning to do pastel pencils over the work of the pans. So you want a thin layer of the pans. Otherwise, it's a little bit more difficult to get the details with the pencils. So try to avoid using too thick of a layer of the Pan Pastels. So keep in mind, I'm doing a light layer of the pans so that I can do the detail work with the pastel pencils after. So right now I'm working on the nose of the mask, and it's kind of interesting if you look closely at the reference photo that I got from Pixabay. The mask is really only over this person's eyes and over the bridge of their nose. The rest is his actual face or hers. And what they did was they painted their face to look like part of the mask. So very interesting composition there. It caught my eye. It looked very interesting. It became a big challenge getting all the detail work, but I enjoyed actually thus far working on the mask. During the making of this video, let's see, I'm probably about just under halfway through the mask. It's taking a lot more hours than I thought it was going to take. So in a lot of these videos, I will be speeding up the actual video because it was a lot of hours for detail work. I'm even trying to do a little bit of detail with the Pan Pastels here. As you can see, I'm trying to get that shading correct with the nose, the point of the nose where it rounds off. So yeah, but in the end, it does save me a lot of time using these Pan Pastels. So you will see that I do speed up the video a lot. But hopefully you're getting the technique anyway, even though the video's sped up quite a bit. And like I said, it's a light touch with the Pan Pastels. I will say that the pastel board itself really does tend to eat up the soft tools. I went through quite a few tips of the sponges using the Pan Pastels on this pastel board. It's very rough, so it ate up quite a few of my sponges. So what I ended up using later, I think in the next video, was just a bigger sponge instead of the soft tools. And you can buy those on Amazon. And as always, you can get a link to all the equipment and materials that I use during the making of the mask. You'll see that under the video and in the description box. And the links that I provide, I do not benefit from. They are just simply there to help you locate all the materials that I used. And 90% of the stuff that I use on my videos, on my artwork, I get from Amazon. Occasionally I go to Blick. I think that's where I got the pastel board, was directly from Blick. But I'll double check that and include that also in the description beneath the video. Here you're going to see I'm using a mixture of colors of my pans to create that gold look, that gold color. And that it really was not hard. I mean, the pans are very, very forgiving. You can literally start with one color, and if you decide to change your mind completely and go a different color, they're very forgiving. You can just go right over the color with a different color, and it's fine. It does a really good job. I very rarely will clean my sponge tip between colors because I don't find it necessary. The only time I'm any bit concerned about my Pan Pastel colors is using white. If I want a true white color, then I will either use a clean sponge or I will wipe my sponge off before dipping into the white. And as always, I will always recommend using Viva paper towel. That towel just seems to be very kind to the sponges. It's a very smooth paper towel. If you don't have Viva paper towels, then an old cotton rag will work. I've done that before and it worked just fine. I just don't like to create more laundry for myself, so I tend to use the paper towel to wipe off the sponge if I need to wipe them off. And occasionally you can actually use the paper towel to wipe out the actual color in the pan itself. You can wipe out the white. If you've got other colors, cross-contamination of other colors, you can wipe it out, and it's very forgiving, very easy to do. Anyway, you're seeing me, I'm mixing up, let's see, white, gray, gold, one of the yellow colors that I don't remember the name of right now, but it'll be in the description. Just to come up with that little effect of a lighter tip of his nose. I'm saying his, that could be a woman. I'm not sure, actually. It's hard to tell. But anyway, yeah, just trying to get those contrast colors going where it makes it look more three-dimensional. Again, I'm probably spending more time than I needed to with the pans here, but I think in the long run, it saved me a lot more time trying to do this with pencil. So very easy to go right over anything. If you don't like it, you can go over it with a different color, which you can see I've done that several times on the tip of this nose. And it's no worse for the wear. It honestly did it just fine with the different colors that I went with. And now I'm just putting in some details to the lips, little highlights with the black and the grays. Just putting in those lines. And does it look exactly like the reference photo? Nope, it sure does not. And I'm okay with that. The reference photo to me, and I've said this before, is simply a reference. It lets me know about the placement of each thing. In this case, where the placement of the nose, the placement of the mouth, placement of the eyes, the cracks, stuff like that. I mean, this placement, that's all I'm looking for with this reference photo. I'm going to do my own thing with the details, and you'll see that come to life as these videos progress, and you'll see how my little mask comes out. Lots of work, a lot of details, but a lot of fun too. I've never done a subject matter like this, so I'm enjoying it. It's kind of fun. They call this a wooden mask in the Pixabay, but I mean, I don't know, it looks ceramic-ish to me, but it doesn't matter. I like the texture, I like the look. So that just about wraps up part 1 of the Mardis Gras Mask. And stay tuned for other videos under mask. And have a great rest of the day. Bye.